What's up, guys? Heretic you here. And today I'm going to do a video about my initial impressions of Blood Bowl. But first, I'd like to wish you all happy Thanksgiving. Hope it all went well for you. Basically, what you're looking at here is kind of a refresher demo game. Wanted to originally do a battle report on this, but we ended up only doing like a one-half demo, and I think some of the footage was lost, or I forgot to hit record or something like that. So yeah, so it's pretty shot. So instead, I'll just give my initial impressions about the 2016 re-release of Blood Bowl. What you're looking at here is we are playing Lizardmen versus Amazons, both my miniatures. Like I said, this was a demo game, and funny thing is, if you buy the supplement, which is called Death Zone Season 1, neither of these teams are actually in that rulebook. So fantastic. So let's start off with the good. Okay, so basically GW, I don't know if it's like a mea culpa tour or something. They're basically trying to make good with the community again, and one of the things they decided to do is re-release the they're redoing a lot of their specialist games. So one of them is Blood Bowl, and so that's what basically they came out with a brand new box set, new miniatures, new board, new templates, and everything like that. And the community has been pretty excited about this, and I gotta say that I'm gonna put myself as cautiously optimistic about this whole thing. So the good news is basically if you're a fan of, if you've been playing Blood Bowl for a while, the competition rules pack is basically the basic rules. Okay, there are changes. One of the big changes that I noticed in Death Zone is that the MVP roles are no longer between 11 and 16 players or whatever. You basically get to pick 3 models and choose between the 3, which is weird because the game comes with a D16, and you figure, well, that's what that's for, but you could also use it for things like pitch invasion and stuff like that. So that's the good news, is basically most of the rules haven't changed. There was a small change. I think humans, the catcher dropped about 10k. Not a big deal. The gutter runner got a new skill, so he has something called Weeping Blade, which helps out on injuries. Let's see, any other glaring, besides not all of the teams being released yet. That's a pretty big deal. So, Amazon's being one of my favorite teams to play, and being a Lizardman coach as well, I don't get to play either of those, but luckily I decided I was going to play Skaven this season. Wherever I decide to play there, that's the other good thing, is there's going to be now plenty of stores that there'll be Blood Bowl League, so I could be part of, and so I'll be taking my Skaven, whenever they come. We'll do a separate video once they're all painted up and everything, and Snitchberg will once again take the table. Hopefully we can get a championship. Yeah, so those are the good things. The things that kind of irritate me about this re-release is that one, the league rules is part of supplement. Okay, So it's called Death Zone Season 1. You get the league rules, and in the supplement are the teams that are, I guess, released for now. So I guess there's going to be a volume 2 coming out soon. So what are the teams, you were wondering? Hold on, pulling out my book right now. So pretty much dark elves, dwarves, elves, they're called the Elven Union, basically pro elves. Human team, Nurgle, high elf, orc, Skaven, and wood elf. So they should have really called this the elf edition of instead of Death Zone. You know, they've included mostly elves, and you know it's an extra $25. So if you need the rule book, and I feel like I should have at least a copy of the rule book, even though you know, I have the competition rules on PDF. It's just I need to make sure that there's no other changes. I mean, there's small things like the Bloodweiser Babe is no longer called the Bloodweiser Babe. She's just a bottle. You know, my guess is they were afraid of pissing off the SJWs with the you know, being sexist or whatever. Sure, you know, that's small. It's a small little change. It's just a change in name, no big deal. There was this big hubbub about they had nerfed piling on became an optional rule, and I think they also changed claw. Let me look up claw while we're here. I think claw and piling on, you can't add basically any modifiers, which the community was all got their panties in a bunch over that, because, well, you know, that whole claw mighty blow piling on combo was basically nerfed. Now, I personally like the change. Okay, I didn't have a problem with that. I think the piling on one was a little too crazy, where piling on you had to use a team reroll. I think all you had to do with piling on is just say you can't add any modifiers. It's just a straight reroll, and it would have been fine. But what ended up happening was basically then GW said they listened to the community and all that bitching and moaning. They said, okay, we're going to errata it and put everything the way it was, which gives me hope for two reasons. I mean, even though I don't agree with the change, it's nice to know that GW is listening to the community. And the other thing, even though they didn't stick with it, is they were looking at the rules. They didn't just copy and paste them over. They wanted to make some changes. So there's hope for that. The main thing that worries me about this re-release is, you know, normally with a game like, say, Space Hulk, it's a re-release and done. You know, GW basically releases a new box set, and then they just fuck off. They just fuck on off, and you know, collect their money and go. With Blood Bowl, it looks like it's going to be an ongoing thing. So, does that mean we're going to have, you know, new rule additions, new teams? That could be scary territory. You know, Blood Bowl hasn't changed in a long time, and I'd hate to see it, you know, change too drastically. Because let's face it, GW, you know, as much as everybody is willing to forgive them, you know, I'm not 100% convinced. I mean, their MO is basically to is to sell models, and then create rules is just a way of selling models. So with Blood Bowl, one of the things that is inherently bad for GW with Blood Bowl is that it's hard to keep. Once you buy your team, there's not. What else do you need to buy? I mean, maybe you'll buy a cheerleader model or a coach model or something like that. Maybe even another team every once in a while, but it's definitely not like 40K. It's at like Age of Sigmar, where you're continually building up an army. It's something that you can just you buy whatever team you like, and pretty much you are done. So it'll be interesting to see how they approach this particular IP of theirs. Like I said, Space Hulk, they just re-release it and collect their money and fuck off. They did the same with Dreadfleet. Dreadfleet was a one-off game, no expansions, no anything. And I actually really like Dreadfleet. I know I'm probably in the minority on that, but I actually did. So if this is something, and it doesn't look like this is a one-off, because they're already going to need to make Death Zone Season 2, and hopefully the rest of the teams are part of that. What else is going to be in that supplement? Are they going to have maybe the Dungeon Bowl rules? What else can they do after that? Once they release all the rules for the teams, then there's just creating the teams, and that's it. What keeps the community buying into a certain IP is, when you look at 40K, there's rule changes, and those rule changes change the way you either change the entire army or you add new things. And Blood Bowl's just not, it doesn't work that way, and it worries me, because what does GW do with this then? What do they do? I mean, right now, at least for the near future, I don't think it's something I need to worry about. But and it's great there's all this new interest, but it is something to think about. Anyways, those are my first impressions. Overall, I think it's a good thing. I'm excited about seeing Blood Bowl. As you see, we're doing our little demo here, and I am just gonna leave you. I'm gonna end the video with just the crazy play that happened at the end of this half. And I think you can't. Well, that's one of the reasons I love Blood Bowl.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's suicide. Yeah, but who cares? Then we can run somebody in and then declare pass with that shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go for it. I need a dice to roll with. Anything but a 1. Yeah. Now declare the pass. Why not? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Go for it. No, I don't need dodges. Dead shield, go there.
Alright.
Let's go for a throw.
Do it. Oh, she has pass.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And then pass.
Okay, try it that way. Shield to the block.
Push is good enough.
Push.
Actually, no. Push that way.
Yeah, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Then you have a dodge. You have a dodge. Go for it.
Dodge, go for it.
If you make this, I mean, you pretty much deserve it.
I'll call that con.
No, that's fine. You made the dodge. Or that was for the go for it or the dodge?
Go for it. Dodge goes through.
Yes. Then you have a dodge.
Go for it.
That's a 4-up dodge because you're going from into attack zone. Oh my god. And then you need a 4, that's a 6? Mm-hmm. Okay, wait.
No, that was...
Yeah.
I need a second go. Now I need a second go for it.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my god. If you make this, I hate you, Mark.
The pass.
So this is what, short,
Yeah.
medium, long, and then long ball. So it's
I have a reroll.
so it's a long. So it's a -1 and a -2 right there. So
I need a 5.
your agility goes down to it's 3, right? You need 6, but you get a reroll. Okay.
Reroll.
Yeah. No. You get pass. So. Oh my God! What? Another 3 to catch. And it's game. Oh shit! What? What? Fuck you! That should not have worked. That should not have worked.
Amazon slipped 3